perfect life looks brilliant. Give me more of this. I'm out of control, about to blow, and I've been caught in the undertow. So toxic, but I can't get enough. You bury me, bury me. Yeah, you bury me, bury me. You've got me hypnotized. Push me out of myself. You've got me hypnotized. I can see, I can hear, going crazy for the light. It's got me hypnotized. You've got me hypnotized. Get you out of my head again. Is it wrong? Is it right? It's like I've won my final war without a fight. I'm out of control, about to blow, and I've been caught in the undertow. Toxic, but I can't get enough. You bury me, bury me. I know you bury me, bury me. You've got me hypnotized. Push me out of myself. You've got me hypnotized. I can see, I can hear, going crazy for the light. It's got me hypnotized. You've got me hypnotized. Get you out of my head. Get you out of my head again.
Please note.
Never gonna stop, never gonna change, never gonna do the things you say. I run my own way to get there. Throws are calling and I don't seem to care. In the air, no more crowd, just the opposite kind of few clouds. So tell me the storm is coming for the sake of all your lies. Why don't you try to be wise? Now that I need you anyway.
Who killed the plan that I made? I mapped out every step in life took it away. Left me here, unable to find my way. Who killed the plan again? I set my sights so high, I dreamed of skies so bright, but life is a changing tide. Let's face it, embrace it. Nothing happens the way I planned it. Unexpected arises. I'll give it up, baby.
Hello, hello, and welcome to the Honor Ramble. I'm your host. With us again, we only have a few more Thursdays. Kimmy Sokol. Hey, hey, hey.
Why you gotta phrase it like that? You're making it like I'm like leaving the face of the earth and you're
You're
never gonna
dying.
hear from me again.
We're never going to hear from you again. You're going into the great unknown. We don't know what's going to happen to dear old Kimmy.
I'm still gonna be here unless I'm not.
No.
You know.
What if you actually disappeared? You know what I heard about today is the Witness Protection Program. Okay? Witness, I listened to a little documentary about the Witness Protection Program. This is what I do, Kimmy. I'm a boring ass motherfucker. I'm sorry. This is within the first 4 minutes. Okay. I've had a lot of caffeine today, so I apologize. But the witness protection program, if you go into the witness protection program, you could be anything. You could be a good guy, you could be a bad guy, you could have like troubled pasts, right? You
What
could
if I
be not
already do
allowed.
that and I'm not in the witness protection
Well, what I
program?
mean is like if you can't be within like 10 feet of a school or 100 yards from
Oh,
a school,
oh,
you
oh,
know,
oh.
those kinds of people,
Yeah.
literally your previous life is gone. So they have lost track of how many of those kind of people are in the witness protection program.
I don't think I want to be in that.
Isn't it insane? The whole thing was built in the 1960s and the 1970s because people who were in the mob were snitching and didn't they didn't want people to come back and unalive them. Sorry, I'm trying to use cold words here, okay? But think about it. And to make all the more things, these mobsters, when they would go into the witness protection program, would rack up hundreds of thousands of dollars of debt. Their wife would be stuck with it because they're technically not dead, so they
Oh, that's
can't
not
wipe that
fun.
death or that debt. They
Nope.
just don't exist anymore.
That's nope.
So yeah, that's what I learned today.
That's what
Welcome
you
to
learned
Honor
today.
Ramble. Yeah.
You want to know what I learned? You'll enjoy this.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if you saw the clip of Between Two Beards last week where I had said I never cried over a movie.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I was talking to Adam Cole about this. I don't know
Okay.
why this came up, but we were just talking about it. And he had said to me, he goes, well, what were the movies that they were suggesting? So I go, Toy Story 3. And he goes, you didn't cry over Toy Story 3?
Yeah, you
And
haven't cried over Toy Story 3?
I'm like, you cried over Toy Story 3? He goes,
Yeah.
yeah. And I'm like, oh. I go, I didn't cry. He goes, my whole opinion of you just changed. And I was like, he was like laughing. And I was like, okay. I'm like, what about Up? He goes, you didn't cry during Up? Person died in the first 5 minutes of Up. And I go, yeah, no, I didn't cry about that either. He's like, oh my God. He goes, to be fair, I will give you credit here. Because Brit's the same way. Where like I was
Oh
usually the
my
crier.
God.
Brit wasn't. And I go,
You
see,
remind him of his ex.
I'm like, me and Brit, same person here. He goes, I mean, haven't we known that you and Brit are the same person though? And I go, well, you just confirmed it. So thank you for giving me that boost of confidence.
You want to be reminded of as someone's ex?
I'm just saying, Brit's one of my favorite people on the planet. We have a common, I have a common thing. We
So
both don't cry over movies.
okay, so you brought this up. Did you rewatch it with new eyes? Or
No. I've seen the movie like 3 times. Okay, Toy Story 3,
and you
not that deep, bro. Not that deep.
okay?
What are
I
we
know I
crying
cry.
over?
Kimmy, is there like something wrong with you? Like, is there like
Apparently so.
did did someone like take out the microchip for having human emotions?
I don't know. Are you gonna? I feel like you need to start a poll. Did who cried over Toy Story 3?
Yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. What do you think I'm doing?
But okay, I don't
Okay.
understand because everyone says they cry over the part where obviously Andy gives the toys away and to the little girl, Bonnie, I think her name was. But like that's a part of growing up. Why is this so sad?
Oh my God.
I don't
So
understand
so you
why.
didn't have any emotional connection to items.
I mean, no, not really.
Kimmy, I don't
Because
think that you have a soul.
my thought process is right. Everything goes in like the garbage basically. Like everything is going to get thrown out at a period of time. So like why do we
Okay, Adam. Hey, can I call you Adam, Mr. Cole? You should pick on Kimmy more when you're working with her because what the actual fuck, Kimmy? You don't cry at any movie.
Nope,
It
I've never
makes you
cried over a
cry.
movie. Nope. Never cried over wrestling.
Well,
Nope.
that's why you've never been invited to Wrestling Made Me Cry. So,
Is that why I'm only invited in the weeds?
well, I guess it's the only show that you're invited to. So,
Well, I'm actually crashing tomorrow in the weeds.
what in the weeds? Okay.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
crashing. I was told I had to crash. I think they just want me to talk about Ring of Honor, which. Well, did you see I got kicked off of In the Weeds actually for never seeing a
I
Fast and
did
Furious
because
movie?
I was. So here's the thing. When In the Weeds is happening is when I'm waking up because y'all are 3 hours ahead and insane. I'm not going to turn on a show at 6 a.m. Are you crazy? So I was listening to it while I was driving to work that day. That's fine. It's fine. Then I hear them talking about the greatest franchise in movie cinema history, The Fast and the Furious, right? And you're over here saying you haven't seen a single one
Nope.
when The Rock has been in them, when Roman Reigns has been in them, when there's one called Tokyo Drift. Come on.
Yep.
I don't think that you're a very good Gen Z-er, okay?
I mean, that's okay. I'm
I
at
think you're
SpongeBob.
I think you can have your SpongeBob. And you didn't cry at the SpongeBob movie?
No.
Oh my god, my co-host has no soul. How can you watch wrestling? How can you be emotionally driven by wrestling? I don't even know who you are. I don't even know who you are. I don't know who you are. I don't know. Just so you know, this poll went up. I didn't tag you in it because I'm an butthole.
Is it on Twitter?
80,
I will retweet.
yeah,
I have to find it.
83% of people have said yes.
What is wrong with all you people?
So asking me what is wrong with me when I'm perfectly healthy human who cries at things. Remember, you can go right now over to _queer auntie if you're listening to this. You retweeting it right now in real time. This is very important. Yeah, it's important for us to all tell you that you are not normal, Kimmy.
Yeah, listen. There's other things in
Stoop
life.
on cruises, not crying during movies. What is wrong with you?
Listen, there are more important things in the world that we should be upset about, that we should cry about, and we're gonna cry over
How
a
do you
movie
prioritize your emotions?
by what happens in my personal life. Yes.
Inside Out. Inside Out?
Nope.
1 and 2.
Nope.
So I think your sadness is unalived themselves. They're gone. You are just anxiety. That's it. That's all you are. And you can clip that. You can clip that. You are just full of anxiety.
Just
okay?
full of it. Well, actually, I've been listening to advice from a very good friend of mine of taking a deep breath, realizing things I shouldn't freak out about, problems I can help. I've been doing a lot better, actually.
I'm proud of you.
Thank you. I'm really trying.
Bobby, settle this debate.
See, he doesn't cry during movies either. Yes! Yes!
What is wrong with you all? What is wrong with you? Everything makes me cry. So I am at the other end of the spectrum. I'm here to make the scales balanced. But I still think that something's wrong with you. Bobby, you have a soul, you sap. You're clapping for no emotion? You're cheering for people to not have emotion?
No, I'm
Bobby, I'm gonna
clapping
make you
over.
cry. I'm gonna make you cry.
So they
For
asked me this
real.
on Between Two Beards too. They asked me when was the last time I cried.
Okay.
So I said, okay. Last time I cried was when I got told no for Mania back in March. And they were like, well, that was you like, that wasn't a real cry. That was you like stressed, crying / disappointed. Like, when was the last time like you full on had like a meltdown? And I'm like, I don't know, years? Like, I'm just very good of like keeping my emotions in. Maybe that's why I have so many problems. You know, did anyone ever think of it that way? But again, it's a movie. It's acting. It's not real. We're crying over things that aren't real.
Just because they're not real doesn't mean that they can't evoke emotion.
There's no emotion to it. The dude gives up his toys. Who cares? Who cares?
But the reason why we're crying is not the physical act of giving away your toys. It's realizing your humanity and realizing that you are no longer a child who can enjoy these things, because it's not like he's giving away his toys because he hates them. He's giving them away because he wants to bring them new life. It's something that he can't offer anymore.
How are you crying and we're not? Oh my god.
Because
Adam
not
Cole.
cry. That's
Adam
a very
Cole.
unique experience. It's
Austin, listen, I know that you're probably resting right now, but
I don't know what's
oh
going on
my
with my internet. My wife cries at the TV shows all the time. You know what? I am just that's why my show is called Wrestling Made Me Cry,
Wrestling Made
because
Me Cry.
I let myself have emotion. So don't be ashamed of having emotion. And when you do cry, Kimmy, I am a text away.
Am I supposed to like tweet it? Like, I feel like everyone like
don't need
knows this now.
You don't need to tweet it. You can just send me a message. You're like, hey,
Get it.
it's superstar con lady Kimmy Sokol. You might remember me from doing a post show with you. I was just wondering if you wanted to see me cry. And then I will say, Pixar didn't happen.
Pixar didn't happen.
Movies made me cry. I should just have a whole franchise of blank made me cry.
You should trademark it. You know, that's like money. Because you could make t-shirts. No, but you could make t-shirts and like merch.
Right. That's assuming that people actually want these things.
Maybe they do.
Would you buy one?
Maybe. Maybe I'd buy like a sticker to support you.
That's really nice. That's really nice. Well, anyways, we have a show to talk about. What do you say we jump right into it? I was told that I have bad segues, by the way.
By who? By Kylie?
No, not Kylie. No, on Monday. Trying to segue in between banter and the actual wrestling show, and I said something that I was trying to be funny, and guess what?
They didn't like it.
It fell flat. It was because I'm be a segue artist, and I got stuck. So
I'm posting this poll on my Instagram, by the way. It says I'm getting attacked on pods for never crying over movies. Do you cry over movies? Yes, I have emotions. Nope, I have no soul.
Okay.
So if
just as long as you tell Mr. Austin Jenkins that I agree with him, and he's my best friend now.
It's my friend. I was so proud watching him wrestle last night. I was like, "You go, Austin! Yeah, Austin! You win this match!"
He looked better, by the way. So I don't know if you gave him a talking to about his
I didn't. We were so busy talking about movies and crying that I did not get to talk to him about his tan.
Well, your priorities
not tan
are
on
clearly...
Sunday.
I know, I didn't see any lick of tan in that picture. So
he was in a good mood though.
He should be. He should be. He's Adam Cole, baby.
Oh, he is.
I wish I could just kiss him on the little forehead.
Oh, I will. This is a funny story. Then we'll get into the episode. So, you've been to cons, so you know that most of us we have like money bags, right? That we hold all the money in. He comes up to me. He goes, "Kimmy, I'm so proud of myself. I brought a money bag for you to use." And I was like, "Well, Austin, I had brought one, so we don't need yours, but I'll make you feel better. Once we're done, I will put the money in your money bag. So you could feel like we used your money bag." And he goes, "I just want someone to be proud of me. I have a million of them and I always forget them at home." And I go, "Austin, I'm very proud of you for doing your job and remembering a money bag." And I was like, this is so adorable. He just wants someone to be proud of him. So I had to reassure him that I was happy he remembered, but I did not need it.
I just want to cradle him like a baby.
I made him feel old because he didn't realize I was 23, and then he was like, 23. I was like,
that's how it was when I found out how old you were and realized that I am over 10 years older than you.
he's also over 10 years older than me.
Also, do you know who the band Creed is?
I've heard of them.
Can You Take Me Higher?
Is that a song?
Yeah. Can you take me higher?
Adam is 12 years older than me.
They are going on tour, and it's like literally down the street. And it's like a couple days before my birthday.
Oh, that's cool.
So that might be my August plan. So I'll send you a picture, and I'll feel even more old.
Why, thank you.
You're welcome.
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
What do you mean?
That's what Bobby just commented. 18% of you voted no. Trauma? What trauma? It's a movie! It's a kid's movie! What's traumatic about it? Oh my god. Yeah.
So you're telling me you did not cry when Adam Copeland debuted in AEW?
Nope.
You didn't cry when he returned from wrestling at WrestleMania in 2020?
Nope.
Or at the Royal Rumble, sorry.
Nope.
Okay. We are very different people. I would just like to file a complaint because these are how many tears I have. Okay. All right.
I want to talk about Athena's promo. Let's talk about this emergency meme. Can we talk about the emergency meme?
This is episode 94.
I don't know how we lived this long, guys.
It's really sad that you're not going to hit 100 because I was kind of hoping you would, but
I would have been on the Jericho cruise anyway that week, so I wouldn't even be here.
Someone offered me their Jericho cruise tickets, but I said no because I don't go on cruises.
You could have met me.
Oh, yeah, I could have, but I also would have been trapped on a boat with you.
And we could have had soup.
That's it. That's it, everybody. Bye. Bye, everybody. Goodbye.
My god. Alright, so we have this emergency meme we got going on. Exactly. Soup
Ring
on
of
a
Honor.
boat.
We're talking about Ring of Honor. Okay, go.
I'm attempting to get there. Billy Stark says that this is her chance to prove herself and go to the Tokyo Dome to represent Ring of Honor in the International Women's Cup Athena interrupts and tells Starks that after they deal with Red Velvet and Layla Hirsch, she wants Starks to lay down for her as she is looking to start the Athena World Tour. Starks says she wants to go to the Tokyo Dome and she does not want to lay down for her. Athena says that since Stark signed her application contract to be a minion, Athena is in full control of her until she decides to terminate the contract. She starts chanting Athena World Tour as Starks looks annoyed at her. This was not the way I thought this feud was going to go. We obviously get the match announced later. Lazy booking, in my opinion. Jerry, that's wonderful. That's a great comment. Did we find out who runs this account, by the way?
No.
Oh man,
I just love that it's still Auntie's martini, and I still never remade that martini for myself. So
unbelievable. The poll, by the way, is 50-50, in case you care, on my Instagram.
What?
50-50?
You say it again.
The poll on my Instagram is 50-50.
Wait, one more time. Say it one more time.
The poll on my Instagram is 50-50.
On your Instagram. Thank you. Thank you. Because right now on my Twitter, it is 85%. Because clearly you voted twice. You had to have, so.
I did not vote twice.
Mm-hmm.
This promo leads into our match, our 4-way match. I called my article, by the way, Ring of Honor meets GalaxyCon, because all of these matches took place at GalaxyCon. My worlds colliding. I love this for myself. So we had Red Velvet and Layla Hirsch and Billy Starks and Athena. And Athena started this match by saying everyone sucks. She's the baddest. And then she left the ring to go stretch, because stretching is important to prevent injuries. I don't know if you knew that, but stretching, gotta stretch. Always stretch. The crowd, unfortunately, I'm guessing that they had this match on last. The crowd, nope, not there. Which was a shame because all 4 of these women killed it. I think Red Velvet was the MVP of this entire match. She had so many new moves. She's been doing a lot of work with CMLL in Mexico. She's actually going there this weekend. I think she's in a tag match with Viva Van and wrestling 2 girls down there. And you could really see the work she's putting in because she was literally like throwing her body out there. She took all of the moves, like MVP Red Velvet. You could tell she's a lot more confident in the ring than she was when she first started with AEW. Athena stole the pin from Billy as she is officially starting the Athena World Tour in Japan, and it will be her first time in Japan. She's very excited about it.
It is shocking to me that Athena never went to Japan.
I was shocked by that too.
Because I feel like even just the style of wrestling is very similar. I mean, she calls herself the American Joshi, so I'm excited. I already figured that Athena was going to win, but the way that they did this was a little bit surprising to me. Billy Stark's not offering up the Code of Honor to Athena at the top of the match. You know how I like when we follow the Code of Honor, and this just planted those seeds. I love Athena's crowd work. I love her talking about how much the women suck, even though the crowd was fucking dead. They were deader than a corpse. It was like the Grim Reaper had already visited and stole all the souls, which I don't blame them because how long have they been there and they're still going to be in con? This is not in and out kind of thing. So I bet it smelled funky in there. I bet people's feet hurt. It's a long day. So I get it. However, this match was worth the effort, worth the cheers. So why make people suffer like this? I don't know. I think the unsung hero in this match and all matches is Layla Hirsch. Layla Hirsch getting those secret little 2 counts, those timely placed dives, those I don't know, just the bouts in between Athena. I'd like to run that back with Athena and Layla Hirsch just to have those two go at it. But commentary did keep talking about how Layla Hirsch was our week in and week out worker. And I'm like, when? When was she working week after week?
I would also like to point out that commentary kept saying that if you listen to commentary throughout the night, they said that this match was going to be the main event. It was not the main event. They said during Madison's match, they were like, "Oh, and the women's division's going to main event show out," and I'm like, that match happened about 25 minutes ago.
Yeah, I was going to mention that when I get to it, but
I'm sorry.
how dare you? How dare
We're
you?
talking about commentary.
But Layla Hirsch and Red Velvet did give us a little preview during the match of what is to be expected at Final Battle. But yeah, the stolen win goes to Athena. And Billy Stark's face was something that Athena should frame and put in her wall of minions.
You know what? I agree.
Mm-hmm.
From there, we go into a tag team match. It is the Outrunners versus the Premier. That's not good. The Premier Athletes. Mark Sterling makes fun of the crowd at GalaxyCon, saying that the crowd is full of disgusting cosplayers. Which, you know what, Mark Sterling, I agree with you. Where instead the fans should be cosplaying as real people, not people on like in movies and TV shows. And
Fat
should be
man.
cosplaying as the Premier Athletes themselves. The Outrunners then come out to a huge ovation and start the tag team match. This match was fine. There was a scary spot where it looked like Magnum had suffered some type of knee injury. The doctor was in there, and the camera panned away, so I don't know if that was like a real injury or if they were like doing a spot, but the match continued for a good like 5 minutes, so I'm assuming he was fine. There was no update or anything, so again, I'm just assuming it was a scary situation that ended up being perfectly fine. And the Outrunners get a big win as they continue their momentum in 2024. You know, Ian and Capri said on commentary that the Outrunners been on a huge run. They defeat all like tag teams on Collision and Rampage. So hoping for a big year for them in 2025.
Athletes. Premier Athletes suck. There we go. Okay.
I'm sorry. I had gotten a text. I have to answer.
Yeah, so Premier Athletes suck. And I love that the crowd is super in tune with it. I also thought it was interesting that when the Premier Athletes came out, that's more of their theme song than I know.
Oh, yeah, that was so delayed.
Why?
I don't know. It was like Mark Sterling got lost on the way to get to the entrance because he was like the last person to walk out. Did you notice that? Like it was everybody and then Mark, and I'm like, usually Mark is first. So did he try to go the other way and then he got lost? Yeah. He was like, oh my god, I gotta go this way. I was very confoozled.
Well, you know what? It was funny, and sometimes I think about Mark Sterling and the fact that do you think that he could pass a bar exam?
Mark Sterling? No.
Yeah. Me either. So I think that he isn't a real lawyer. He's just an internet lawyer.
I thought we knew that already.
I want to see his degree right now.
I don't think he has one.
Oh, well, yeah, that part, I said in my notes, Magnum fell with Daivari on his shoulders, causing that brief pause while his knee was being checked. A little bit scary, but Tony Nese, I think, really jumped into the momentum, hitting a pump handle driver on Floyd to kind of distract what was going on with that knee. But in the end, they hit that total recall for the win. I love them. What do you think of them?
So at first I wasn't really sold on them. I was like, whatever. This is some WWE crap gimmick. Here we are.
Oh
But
my
you know what?
god.
They had a really good showing at Full Gear. I think
Mhm.
they were very over with the crowd. They are some of the top merchandising people within AEW. They got to capitalize on that at some point, whether it is having them win the Ring of Honor tag titles at some point next year or having them win the AEW tag titles. I think you're better off with the Ring of Honor tag titles, but I don't book the show. But yeah, cool peeps, I guess.
Yeah, they seem super cool. Well,
Another
we see
promo.
a promo. Do you want to tell us about the promo?
I can. So Dustin Rhodes says that all the righteous is good for is playing mind games and attacking people from behind. He says that having the Rhodes last name means that you do not run away from a fight and you always face things head on. He knows that his father saw something in Dutch, but by continuing to mention his father's name, he has crossed the line and he has just used his dad's likeness against him. Dustin says that he has always survived and proved himself, and he and Guevara will do the same thing next week in the Ring of Honor Tag Team Championship double bull rope match. They very much emphasize the double multiple times. I don't
Yeah.
understand why. Didn't we assume it was gonna be? They announced it last week. I don't know. Um, yeah, this was a promo. I would have rather it happened right before the Sons of Texas wrestled and not before the Madison Rain match. But again, I don't book this show.
I mean, we don't book this, so
Did you like the promo?
no. I said I don't know why these guys are still tag team champions.
I mean,
I
they got nothing for
understand.
Sammy to do in AEW.
I know, unfortunate, but I mentioned that the double bull rope is a good touch. Playing into Dusty on Ring of Honor because it worked so well for WWE. Why not? They're related. Um, I think Rhodes saying that even though Dutch knew his father, he didn't understand him, which I felt like was a line that he wanted to hit a little bit harder, and it didn't really, didn't hit for me. But I just don't think that I connect with this. It's like
I
2
think
years too late.
I think pre-tape promos, especially when it's just yourself and it's not like Renee or a Shivani or a JR kind of like
Hmm.
helping you, it's very hard to sell points across, especially on something like Ring of Honor that not a lot of people watch. Doesn't
Right.
help you. So I think that was the other thing too, is like I think Ian had said like I sit down with Dustin Rhodes. We did not see Ian Riccaboni at
We didn't
all.
stand up. Well,
However,
why?
I don't know why we didn't see
Okay.
him. I don't know. Very confused. But I was gonna say, so when they first announced that Madison Rain was gonna wrestle, I was very confused. I didn't get it. And I was like, this is so
Okay.
random. Like, can we not find like anybody? And then I was like, oh crap, all these matches are in Columbus. You know where Madison Rain is from? Columbus.
Columbus.
So I was like, this makes sense. She wrestled Allison Kay, which I was very excited about. She was also at GalaxyCon as a guest. She was brought in by a vendor. She was not brought in by AEW, so again, made sense that they used her here. Um, Early on in the match, I don't know if you noticed this, but Kay had yelled at Madison for breaking her nail. I thought that was very funny. I was dead. I didn't know if the camera was supposed to pick it up that much, but I was like, yep, this was a quick one. Rain was able to get the recognition for being the hometown girl. Obviously she doesn't wrestle a lot. She's more of a backstage help with coaching and stuff. And the most impressive thing in this match is that Madison did this entire match with her boot untied.
Why? Why is she? Why is that happening?
I don't know.
That's dangerous.
I didn't know if I was gonna be the only one who caught it, and it felt like I was. So I'm glad that you caught it too.
Yeah, I said it's dangerous. I love. Okay, so Madison Rain does not get enough credit. I mean, she is a 3-time knockouts champion. People say that her in-ring stuff right now is a little sloppy. Whatever. Plenty of people are not as polished. right?
She doesn't
Not
wrestle on
everyone
TV
can,
every week.
right? Not everybody can be William Offspring, right? Her last,
With his new hair?
yeah. Oh my gosh! I said he looks like, you know how Ken dolls when they have hair? That's what it looked like.
I was so confused. I was like, what the hell is happening, Will?
I don't know what it was, but she hasn't been on Ring of Honor since episode 25, where she won over Moe. Danny Moe. I don't
Was
know
this
who
the
that is.
episode where she broke her ankle?
I think so. This is also episode 25. I don't remember it. I didn't cover it. So I can't even look back at my notes. So I
Might
was
have been the
a
episode.
fan. But we've seen Allison Kay. She is what I would call a progressive wrestler as they progressively get better. Not as fast as I would hope, but certainly having enough progress, I guess. Her most recent Ring of Honor match was a proving out ground match against Red Velvet. That was a few weeks ago. Then we talked about that match. So they both have been in the ring for quite some time. I'm not expecting them to do, Okada, Kenny Omega levels, but I was expecting a little bit more, to be honest. I thought that there was some really great holds that they were trying to do, but the ring rust was apparent. Madison Rain, Hurricane Rana off the top rope looked sick. I absolutely loved that. But I was a little bit kerfuffled, I guess. But this match wasn't very long. She got the crucifix driver, that's what commentary called it, to get the pin. Short, fun match. A little rusty.
This was more of a spotlight. Like it's not gonna go anywhere. We're not gonna see Maddie on TV every week. We'll see Allison still here and there. But it did what it needed to do. They needed something on that Galaxy Con. They utilized the people that were there. From here, speaking of people impersonating people. My God.
Go on.
So Alex Reynolds and John Silver are dressed up as the Grizzled Young Veterans, impersonating them, because if you remember last week, they stole their clothes. Evil Uno tries to stop them, and they continue to mock them. And they went up to, again, a group of extras and was trying to intimidate them. The Grizzled Young Veterans interrupt them. As Uno hands back their scarves, Reynolds tells Shota Uno to stop beating into them. Uno says they're better than this, and they walk away. So kind of some tension between Silver and Reynolds and Uno. Makes me curious if that's going to lead to a split up, which I don't think they should. I think that'd be...
No.
I think it'd be bad, because I don't think Uno could be a single star. And Reynolds and Silver are a good tag team, but they're not winning gold anytime soon. So I think they should just stay a trio. Just get awarded the 6-man titles at this point, because those champs don't exist anymore, and call it a day.
I don't have any other thoughts. That was great.
So now we go into Toa Leona versus Lee Johnson. Toa Leona's singles debut in Ring of Honor. I did not know this until commentary had said it. I would have
said it quite a few times.
I was like, what are you saying? I would have rather seen the tag team match between the Gates of Agony and Lee J, but unfortunately, I don't book Ring of Honor. Leona dominated the majority of this matchup. He was able to get the win. Gates of Agony, whether in singles or tag team action, continued to dominate Ring of Honor. After the match was over, Johnson slapped Leona. I don't know why he did that, which led to Leona to basically drop him on his head when who came out? EJ Naduka, who has a face-to-face with Leona, and Leona literally pays no mind him, literally shoulder bumps him and then walks out. So it looks like we're going to get this tag match. This will probably be a match on the 0 hour for Final Battle if I had to guess. Similarly with the Dark Order versus Grizzled Young Vets, I also expect that match to be on 0 hour as well. But Toa Leona wins.
I absolutely love Toa Leona. I had a commentary saying they need to update his weight. He's definitely not 300 pounds. Because, yeah, the guy looks shredded. He looks shredded now. What is that? What are the gates of agony eating? Chicken? Just chicken?
Oh, that sounds good, right? About
Protein
now.
farts everywhere? That's all they got. Sorry, I make a joke about that. This was a great match. This was fantastic. Absolutely need to see more Ring of Honor talent versus Ring of Honor talent. The crowd seemed to be familiar, at least, with what was kind of going on. Lee Johnson being fast and Toa Leona being strong really played well together. I think Lee Johnson did have a couple mistakes that I think Leona, being the veteran that he is, caught them and made them look a little bit more polished than they were. But I love that he did the personality thing where he let his personality come out a little bit, because that's what I want Lee Johnson and Toa Leona to do, is to not just create a wrestler, right? Like, oh, this is what I want a fast wrestler to look like, or this is what I want a strong wrestler to look like. They are having character work, and I think that's fantastic. Lee Johnson's frog splash is fantastic. I do think that Montez Ford has one of the best frog splashes, but I think Lee Johnson's is like a good second. I don't understand how they get that much height. You know who also has a really good one is Leo Rush, and I don't understand how do they do it? I don't understand. Definitely better than me. I would be worse than Snoop Dogg. Do you remember
tried.
that?
I was there live. He tried. There was effort there.
It plays in my brain repeatedly every time I go, you know what? I could probably do that. No, you can't. No, you can't. You can't. After the match, because Toa Leona won. After the match, Toa Leona tried to pick up Lee Johnson, but they started having a little tussle. Leona hit a big kick that looked nice and sick. And I love seeing EJ Naduka. I know that you already mentioned this, but I wanted to highlight it because EJ Naduka, Mr. Judge, I don't know, what is he like being called?
I just call him Naduka.
EJ, the Judge, Naduka. Do you remember like him in NXT? It was like, I don't know. It was like the promise that never happened, right? It was something that we were promised, this fantastic star, this guy with charisma and speed, but also strength and character work. And I felt like we never saw it. I feel like we're finally starting to see pieces of that. It's like he had to grieve the ending of NXT, that, push that never happened. And now we're starting to see it.
Deserved.
Well deserved. Yeah, I definitely agree. It's going to be on that 0 hour.
0 hour, it's going to be 10 matches long, and me and Kate are going to be sitting next to each other in Hammerstein Ballroom being like, why did we do this to ourselves? And I'm going to be like, why didn't I go to House of Glory? I'm going to be like, I don't know, Kimmy, why did you not go to House of Glory?
Okay. Can you guys FaceTime me?
I can.
Say hi.
I will.
Yeah.
So, I need your number to do that, though, so you got to DM me your number. So,
okay, fine.
Oh, I thank you. Thank you for giving us
Fine, I'll give you my phone number.
Next up, we had for the New Japan Strong Openweight Championship, it was the Grizzled Young Veterans versus Maximum Male Models.
I was expecting them to be more naked. Why were they not more naked?
It's like every time I do a podcast with Jeremy Lambert, he says he wants more death in wrestling, and I'm like, why do you
More
keep
death,
doing this to me?
more nudity, more death,
So,
more nudity.
So you know what he says? He says that the Death Riders, right? We've seen them ride enough. We need more death. We need them to do
Yeah.
more death, less riding.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh
Yeah.
my god, no! Y'all
What are you
crazy.
knowing me for?
No death.
When I hear that, I go, oh, death.
Johnny TV accompanied MXM to ringside. He got a huge reaction, which was pretty nice to see. Like I said, this crowd was iffy all night, so assuming
Yeah.
this match went on first on the tapings, I expected
Yeah.
the Dark Order to get involved during this match to continue the feud these two teams have with each other, but they didn't. MXM had a good showing here as the crowd adores them. Crowd was into this one, but Grizzled Young Veterans got the win, sent a statement to Dark Order and the rest of the Ring of Honor locker room.
Fantastic. Do you like it?
At this point, I was like, why is this episode never ending?
This
was the point.
Here's my problem is that they're like, oh yeah, we have these grizzled young veterans. They have New Japan Strong Tag Championships. That we have a show with them, with New Japan. So I just have questions.
Are they wrestling this weekend? Isn't there a New Japan show this weekend? Mercedes defending her title against?
Yes.
Are they wrestling on that show? I feel like they're not wrestling on that show.
I don't think so. Let me look. Their website is always not in English. It's on the 15th. Why is their website not in English? Why do you think?
Because it's Japan.
Yep. Yep. It's when
I think it's Sunday.
Strong Style Evolved. Oh, is it not on? New Japan Strong. Continue going on.
Oh, do you don't want to say anything about this match?
Oh, I think that MXM brings it. I was talking about how the Grizzle Young Vets, right? For people that don't know them, don't know anything about them, don't know what's going on, whatever. They've been in New Japan. They got the New Japan Strong. They didn't show any of that. Did I miss that?
No.
It's just unspoken. These guys have belts. So it's like, cool, awesome. They got signed a few months ago and done what with? Now we're shoving them in Ring of Honor, which is fine. But we've done what with? All we know them for is that they stole their scarves. Steal more. Steal their whole outfits. Make it so they have to put the kinesthetic tape or whatever on their junk and they have to wrestle naked. Make it so that there are pixels on the screen. Do something. I'm not trying to be vulgar. I'm not trying to be crass. I'm just saying, make it shocking so I pay attention. Because this is just, you know who I was focused on? MXM. The tag team that was supposed to just be Ring of Honor exclusive, mind you.
That are never Ring of Honor exclusive.
Tell me about it, Toots.
You know who's also supposed to be Ring of Honor exclusive that made a comeback on this episode?
Johnny TV. No, he was there.
No. Somebody who's supposed to be in charge.
Oh my God! Board of Director Paul White?
Because in case no one remembered, we have a board of directors. Everyone give a round of applause for our board of directors showing up a week before the biggest show of the year.
In a nice shirt.
Listen, I saw him this past week and I should have said something. It should have been like, bro, what you doing? Anyway, Paul White is meeting with Jay Lethal to talk about his upcoming match at this year's Final Battle Woohoo! QT Marshall interrupts and says that he wants a match with Lethal at the show next week. When Lethal tries to tell him no, just like he did last week in that 5-minute promo that was way too long, the two got physical with each other. Paul White says he will not have this kind of behavior in his office. I mean, there's nothing else going on in his office because he's never there. And he makes the match official between the two for next week. So now we have QT Marshall versus Jay Lethal, to which I also said to myself, why am I going to Final Battle and not House of Glory? Why am I doing this? Why?
Because you love Ring of Honor. Because you're the biggest Ring of Honor fan. You are Ring of Honor.
Some people would say that.
Okay, so Strong Style Evolved 2024. We have the Strong Survivor match of Matt Vandergriff versus Zane J. We have a singles match of Mina Shirakawa versus Johnny Robbie. Those are my dogs. We have the New Japan Strong Openweight Tag Team. Hey, get a job, pay a bill. Okay, we have the Grizzled Young Veterans versus the West Coast Wrecking Crew of Jorl Nelson and Royce Isaacs. We have a 4-way match of TJP versus Clark Connors versus Kevin Knight versus Kosei Fujita. Fujita? Yeah. Okay. We have a singles match of Hechicero versus Leo Rush. We have a tag team match of Los Internobles de Apon versus the United Empire of Jacob Austin Young and Templario. I don't say things correctly. The New Japan Strong Openweight champion, Gabe Kidd versus Roy Hay Iwa. We have a 6-man tag match of Dirty Work of Fred Rosser and Tom Lawler versus Shota versus TMDK. And we have a tag team match of Jack Perry and Konosuke Takeshita versus my dog Archer is really mad about this. Los Internobles de Apon, Shingo Takagi and Yoda. I never say it right.
So in other words, the Grizzled Young Veterans are not wrestling on this show.
Mercedes is wrestling, by the way, versus Hazuki.
Grizzled Young Vets aren't.
Yes, they are.
Oh,
they're versus the West Coast Wrecking Crew.
Oh, how wonderful. They decided to wrestle. Congratulations.
Needless to say, they are on the card. I just ran on the card. Why did I put myself through that? While my dogs were barking.
I just had one question.
What?
My one question. That was my question. Was Grizzled Young Veterans wrestling?
It's okay. You can fire me. It's fine. I'm fired from the show. Goodbye.
Our throwback match of the night, by the way, in case anyone was curious, which was shown next, which was Kenny King versus Shane Taylor from Final Battle 2021.
You know what I loved about commentary, and I was going to tell you this before the show.
What?
But I was like, I'll save it. I love the commentary. You could tell because this is December 2021, where they didn't get the renewed deal. They're waiting for Tony Khan to,
hopefully
be their
by
savior. Hopefully. So I just love that in Riccaboni and Caprice are just like, what are you going to do? Fire me?
Can't do anything about it.
You can't do anything about it. I can say whatever I want. I'm like, okay, we love an unhinged Ian Riccaboni who has nothing to lose.
I mean,
this is very relatable to this match. I don't know what I could say. Violent men doing violent shit to each other, and ladders, tables, chairs, trash cans, kendo sticks, everything was used literally within the first couple minutes of the match, and it was so freaking awesome. A fight that honor match, which is like one of the pillars of what makes Ring of Honor freaking fantastic. Kenny King, I miss that guy. I miss him. He's not dead, obviously.
No, not
but
dead.
spending time not in the wrestling area, which is probably for the best. But the dynamic between them, you don't even need to know their story, the history. You don't need a video package. You can already tell that there's dissonance between them, with Kenny King spitting water in his face. Like, these two are brawling for their freaking life. This is what Ring of Honor is about. And I'm not gonna sugarcoat it for you. You can go watch this match on this episode, or you can go watch the Final Battle 2021, because it is kind of an unhinged show.
It's crazy.
Because they had nothing to lose. They put everything out there. There was a point where they were where Kenny hits Shane with a kendo stick before choking him with it. And I was going, ha! Oh my God. Sorry if you're wearing headphones. I'm so sorry. This match is the reason why I was drinking caffeine, because the entire time I'm going, Ring of Honor used to be like this. This used to be a Ring of Honor thing. And I want this magic back. I want this passion back. I want to watch a show and get this freaking about two because I got nothing to lose. And I'm sorry if my internet was going in and out. I see the frames per second cutting. But man, this is a fantastic match. Go watch it. You won't regret it. You won't.
So Jose DM'd me because of my poll. He said I should go see Wicked and report back to him. I said I am not sitting in a movie theater for 3 hours. I then told him,
okay, it's not 3 hours.
I was told it was 3 hours. We discussed this in North Carolina. Is this what Jose just sent me?
I'm gonna need you to be so fucking for real, because this man, if you sit through AEW pay-per-views for double that, you can sit in a movie.
I'm gonna need you to be so fucking for real. 160 minutes. That's not 3 hours.
That is 6, 12, 18. Yeah, it is. 186 minutes. There's 60 minutes in an hour. 6, 12, 18. That is 3 hours and 6 minutes.
I said 160.
Oh, I think you said 186. I was gonna be so that is 2 hours
and 40 minutes.
Yeah, that's too much. That's basically 3 hours.
It's so good. You know
it's
what?
3
This
hours
is the difference
with the
between
previews.
No. This is the difference between you and me, right? I appreciate queer culture because I am a queer person. I accept all pronouns. I love all things drag queen. I love all things musicals. I love to be emotional and I love to be passionate. While Kimmy is just this straight person, just blah blah blah, no emotion. See, this is what we're doing. We're building our feud. Go with it.
I already have.
You don't appreciate. You're not holding space for Defying Gravity.
It's a near 3 hour movie.
I'm sorry.
Who's got the time? I got other things to do.
What, like what, Kimmy? Like what?
Well, you know, when you travel the world every week, you need some.
Oh my God! Gone. This is my show now. This is my show. You get the fuck out of here. What are you talking about? Not wanting to see Wicked. Not wanting to have emotion during wrestling. Come on. You want to see passion. You want to see men, women, everyone, non-binary folks. Everybody loves wrestling. And that's what we're here for. Okay, I'll invite her back. But come on, Kimmy. See Wicked. Do you want Auntie to pay for it?
No, I'm not. My mom
You
wants to
wanna-
go see it, and I told her
Take
no.
your mom. Take your mom.
No,
What else are you doing?
I'm
You have
sorry.
a job. You don't have a job.
I mean, my booking this weekend
Yet.
got canceled, so
Yeah. So you have time.
yeah, I'm gonna spend Saturday sleeping.
Oh my god.
I have
should just
to
kick you out.
I have to
Done.
crash a pod. I have to crash a podcast Saturday night. I was instructed. I have
Your
no,
mine?
not yours. No,
No,
I have
no,
to crash.
no.
I have to crash another
You
pod
know.
Saturday night.
You know,
Damn.
do you know that there are 24 hours in a day there, Kimmy?
I do.
How many of those are you gonna devote to seeing a movie with your mom?
0.
Kimmy!
I'm not seeing Wicked. That's ridiculous. Not doing it. Not doing it.
Okay. Well, that's a choice that you're making. And now your punishment is to talk about the next match.
I mean, we had a promo before the next match, so you're gonna have to wait.
Talk about that promo. Fine, you can talk about that dumb promo. Go ahead.
Shane Taylor says that his job is to make sure championships are represented in Shane Taylor Promotions. He says that everyone in Ring of Honor will soon find out that Shane Taylor Promotions is not something to mess with, as they will be the faces of the Ring of Honor brand. This was cool. He was like lighting a cigar. He was like, they were showing like all these videos of everything Shane Taylor Promotions done the last couple weeks. This was pretty well done. I liked it. Going into the next match, she's typing about me not seeing Wicked. It was Sons of
How do you know that?
because I hear you typing on the damn computer. Next we
I'm literally typing bully her.
My god. I'm gonna send this to the agent tomorrow that I am trying to work for. I'm gonna be like, this is why I'm leaving podcasting.
Yeah.
This is why.
Yeah, I am the reason. Mm-hmm.
No, not you. A bunch of other people. Next we had Sons of Texas, which is Sammy Guevara and Dustin Rhodes, still the worst tag team name in all of wrestling history, versus Eric Dillinger and Josh Crane. A squash match just landed to the episode. Sigh. After the match was over, the Righteous came out as Dutch stormed the ring with the cowbell. Vincent tells Dutch
This is our first squash match. BT Dubs.
By the way, yay. After the match was over, the Righteous came out as Dutch stormed the ring with the cowbell. Vincent tells Dutch to back up and asks Guevara and Rhodes if they want to fight tonight. He says since he is a nice guy, he will let the crowd decide what they do. Vincent said it is too bad, as the people in Ohio do not deserve it. In time, they will ring the Sons of Texas bell until they see polka dots, which obviously was a shot at Dusty Rhodes, which was love this line. Rhodes gets a chair to try to fight them as Guevara holds them back and tells them to wait until final battle next week. They just need to win the tag titles already. I'm over this. Just win the fucking tag titles.
I'm over it. I'm over it.
Do you have anything to say about this match?
I love. Sorry. My notes were wow. They didn't really even announce. They were
Bobby
right.
Cruz messed up. He said the first guy's name, paused like 10 minutes until he said the second guy's name.
He did. All he said was Eric Dillinger, and I was like, "Is it a 2-on-1?"
Yes.
And then he goes, "And Josh Crane."
This was bad.
And commentary goes, "Yeah, Eric Dillinger and Josh Crane. They're blah blah blah," and they're going on. I'm like, "Did we forget? Did we forget?" How awkward. How awkward. I don't know. I feel like I have fatigue on Dustin Rhodes and Sammy Guevara because they're joke to me. Remember when we thought that Sammy Guevara was going to turn on Dustin Rhodes?
I did, and I wrote that whole storyline out, and it was wonderful. We didn't do that.
Jose said, because I said Kimmy is so lame for not seeing Wicked. She'll watch hours of wrestling but won't see Wicked, and he said she can talk about Top Golf for 3 hours.
I can't talk about Top Golf for 3 hours because I won.
But you won't see Wicked.
No.
It's because you have no emotion, is what I'm saying.
Listen, who cares about the movie? Who cares? Am I
God.
am I gonna die tomorrow because I'm not going to see Wicked?
Mhm.
I'm gonna live my life. So
You don't
happily.
understand. You don't understand. You don't understand the importance of having deeper emotions and having in-depth personal growth. That sounded really mean. I'm really sorry. I regret that. I'm so sorry.
That's why I'm leaving podcasting, guys.
No.
Next, we had for the Ring of Honor Pure Championship, we had Lee Moriarty versus Matt Taven. Finally, we got this match.
Finally, we could stop talking about how Matt Taven is going to make everybody pregnant.
It's definitely not what we're talking about. It was a miracle that the judges for this match decided to watch the match at ringside, unlike last week where they watched from a monitor. They decided to actually leave. Amen and hallelujah. I wish they would have saved this match for the pay-per-view. I think the crowd would have been a little bit more into it. I felt like the match itself would have meant a little bit more. Match would have flowed better. But again, I don't book this show. The one thing I will give credit for Taven showing that he can hang in the pure division. It's not easy to do. He survived. Lee Moriarty wins.
You know how I feel about a pure championship match.
That's why I'm letting you have your moment.
Why, thank you. I'll just take center stage. So Matt Taven has won every title in Ring of Honor except the Pure Championship. This man has lived and breathed Ring of Honor, and this is his opportunity. It is his to win and his to lose. I think that Matt Taven has never really shown that he's been a technical wrestler, but by God, is he going to show it in this match. Lee Moriarty has been holding that Pure Championship since July when he won it from the aforementioned, very poorly timed, injured Wheeler Yuta, who is going on to do very cowardly things with the Death Riders. Lee Moriarty has successfully defended this title more times than his predecessor. Again, Angelico and Preston Vance. And he is probably one of the most successful members of the Shane Taylor Promotions. This match, why is it not having it final battle? We will never know. Anyways, peer rules match has the 3 rope breaks and 1 closed fist allowed for each competitor. You know that they're going to test those boundaries, so let's begin. If the match does go to that time limit, which I thought this match would, the judges will award the match based on points. Now, wait a minute. Kimmy.
Yeah.
Did they show, did I miss who was awarding those points?
The judges were Nigel McGuinness, Christopher Daniels, and I forget the third judge.
Usually they're more forthtelling about these things.
They only showed him once, but there were 3 judges. I forgot who was on the end. Daniels was in the maybe it was Jimmy Jacobs.
Jimmy Jacobs doesn't work for.
Right. So I don't know who. Maybe it was the ghost of Jimmy Jacobs.
I mean, Ghost of Jimmy Jacobs is probably better at this than.
You know who it wasn't? Paul White.
Yeah. It wasn't Paul White. This match I wanted to mention was very paced. I don't know. I don't want to say slow in the beginning, but definitely Matt Taven was getting his stride in, right? Lee Moriarty doing some technical wrestling on him. It was pushing Matt Taven to reach for technical rebuttal. Matt Taven hit his first and second rope break. He had to recover. He had quite a ways to go. He only had 1 more rope break in this Pure Rules match. Matt Taven really did show his own. However, he did fall short. But Lee Moriarty did get that first rope break 10 minutes into the match, which
Pretty
I think is
impressive.
yeah, I think that is really impressive. I think that Matt Taven was the underdog, and I know that he didn't win, but pushing Lee Moriarty, who really hasn't had a lot of rope breaks, he hasn't been the pure wrestling rope break machine that Wheeler Yuta was, because he's a little chicken fart. But I think this was surprising to me. Lee Moriarty got his one warning for a closed fist, showing that he was very frustrated with Matt Taven. So we're telling this story of Matt Taven is not a pure champion or pure wrestler. He's not a technical wrestler. And he frustrated Lee Moriarty to the point of violating those rules, almost costing a disqualification. But Lee Moriarty was not going to allow this to happen, and he wrapped Taven up in a tarantula style hold that I can't say was human. I can only say it's arachnid. And it forced Matt Taven to tap out.
Woo.
So, I wrote all these while crying.
I wrote all these while texting Kate. Why is this episode not over?
Why was this not on Final Battle? It was so good.
Maybe they'll do it
Honestly,
again. Maybe it'll
on
be
Final
Josh
Battle-
Woods on Final
The
Battle.
only savior for the pure but
Is
here's
the
the thing,
premier
Lee Moriarty-
athlete.
Yeah. Suck. I remember being a little bit skeptical of Lee Moriarty because we've seen how our champions have appeared on TV. Where's our television champion, Mr. Beardman?
Mr.
Brian
Beardman
Cage?
was in the Dynamite Diamond Ring Battle Royal last week.
But that's it. He looks like a completely different wrestler, by the way.
He does. Sean
Without-
and I were talking about this actually, about how he looks very different.
He looks very different. But I'm surprised, pleasantly surprised, because it just keeps my hope alive that the Pure Championship is going to be respected and really cared for as we go on into the new year.
And that belt will actually be on the pay-per-view, possibly. So that's a win in
Possibly.
itself. Next, we had an Athena promo. Oh my god. Athena says she is hoping Bestie Lexi is having a fun time in the Bahamas. If you did not see, her and Big Bill got married this past weekend, so congratulations to them. Wedding was in, I believe it was in Mexico. Looked like a wonderful ceremony, so congrats to them. Athena also says that the trip to the Bahamas was paid for by Athena and the incidentals were paid by Tony Khan, which I was dying that all the things that could break were paid for by Tony Khan, but Tony Khan also broke Ring of Honor. So who's covering the incidentals on Ring of Honor? Is that also Tony Khan or is that somebody else? I don't really know. I want to know. So, maybe that'll be my question to him on the scrum. Be like, hey, Tony, weird one for you. Huh. Athena says that everyone in Ring of Honor is scared to face her, and she is looking to move past Final Battle and head straight to Japan. Starks interrupts and says she is upset at what happened during their match earlier tonight, and Athena says she has tried to help Starks countless times, but Starks does not respect her. Starks says if Athena is looking for an apology that bad, she is willing to do so in a rematch from last year's Final Battle to this one. And Athena was like, oh my god, wait, so you're just gonna lay down for me in the middle of the ring? This is gonna be easy peasy, easy match for me to go on to Japan. I accept this challenge. And Starks was very confused because she wants a fair one-on-one match. So I don't like that this is the booking they went with. I thought the full story would have been Starks turning on Athena fully and, Stark. I mean, there is still time. Starks could still do this next week, but a full-fledged
Right.
promo like, listen, I took you to the limit last year. We went for nearly half an hour and I had it. And over the past year, I fought and I learned everything about you. And now this year is my time. I'm going to step into Hammerstein Ballroom. I'm going to make history and I am going to become the youngest Ring of Honor women's well, not the youngest because Roxanne Perez is, but one of the youngest Ring of Honor women's champions. And I felt like there's so much more of a story with that I was actually really upset that they didn't go with that and they went with this instead. But I'm hoping they put a stipulation on it. Starks was busted open last year, right? So I'm hoping they put a stip on it. I've been kind of fighting for a ladder war. I do not think there could be a final battle at Hammerstein without a ladder war match, and I think this is the perfect match for that stip to happen. So, Tony Khan, dear old pal Anthony, let's make it happen, shall we?
Let's make it happen. Well, do we end it here?
No, because this match or this episode never ending. Never ending. Because we had the Ring of Honor World Championship contract signing. Can we talk about the fact, I don't know if you saw my tweet from yesterday, that last night on Dynamite, Chris Jericho said he was on the Staten Island ferry. I did not let this man into my borough. Why was this man in my borough?
You live in fucking Staten Island?
Yeah.
Oh my god, why haven't we talked about this? Gross.
I mean, I understand it was probably for storyline purposes, but why were you in my borough? Why were you in my territory?
Staten Island, boo!
Only good thing to come out of Staten Island is myself, and I'm proud of that. So Chris Jericho started this by not only wearing a Yankees hat in Kansas City, which is a wrong choice, but by flipping off the entire crowd. Jericho says Shivani was diminishing his legacy by not saying he is a 9-time champion, and also forgetting to say that Jericho is the king of New York. Jericho says he should be happy he is letting Cardona step in the ring with him, as he will have the biggest match of his career next week at Final Battle. Jericho also adds there is no way he will be able to defeat Jericho, as he is determined to walk out of Final Battle the champion. Cardona tells Jericho that the people are sick of him and that everything that he says is a lie. He calls Jericho a fraud and that he does not care about Ring of Honor. He is saying that he just uses Jericho to make his brand bigger, but to be fair, Cardona is also just using Ring of Honor to make his brand bigger too, so they're both kind of using Ring of Honor, and I really can't sit with that comfortably because they kept saying that this match was going to be the main event, and that hurts my heart, especially because, like I have said now for a month, I'm supposed to be at House of Glory, and I don't want this match to main event or I'm going to cry. So it looks like I'm going, well, not cry because I don't cry over things. Andre, do not even joke that Cardona's walking out the Ring of Honor champion. I might start a riot at the Hammerstein Ballroom. You know what? I will start a riot at the Hammerstein Ballroom. Little old
oh my god! If Cardona wins, we riot?
I'm leaving. I'm leaving the building. Screw the scrum. Goodbye, Anthony.
Oh my god.
Cardona wants to prove himself right and show that he could defeat the best by defeating Chris Jericho in New York City. They both signed the contract as Jericho was hesitating, and at one point, Ian was like, did his counsel not go over this contract? And I was like, let me tell you, Mr. Barry Bloom. Mr. Barry Bloom probably did not go over this contract, and Mr. Barry Bloom was probably doing 10 other million things. Cardona attacks Jericho and puts him through a table, and Ring of Honor ends with Cardona holding the Ring of Honor World title oh so high. But Wrestling 101, if you hold the title high on almost the go-home show,
you're not winning.
Bye-bye. Hasta la vista.
I'm going to GCW.
Why?
The same day as World's End.
Oh.
World's End starts at 5 p.m., right?
Yeah.
My time.
Mm-hmm.
GCW starts at 8. Will I be watching World's End and finishing it within the first hour of GCW? Yes.
Probably.
Yes. I'm going to die. But it'll be fine. It'll be fine. And I'm going to sit front row. So I'll be at GCW December 28th. Front row.
I was
Anyways.
invited to a holiday party December 28th, and it starts at 4 o'clock. So I was like, oh, I don't know if I could stay that long because I want to watch World's End. I'm sure I will be on a post show of some sorts. And then my friend goes, there'll be alcohol. And I was like, hold on. This might change the plans.
Oh my
Hold
god! You
on.
don't say no to free alks?
Exactly. So I was like, oh, wait, do I have to watch World's End? I mean, I do. I have a lot of my people are on that show. So I don't know. I mean, I will somehow be
How
able
dare
to.
you? I'm telling Adam Cole. He said
You
that.
telling Adam Cole? I said, what?
Dear Mr. Adam Cole,
What are you telling him?
Kimmy doesn't want to watch your show.
That's not. I was cheering him on last night. I was like, that's my friend. Let's go, Austin. Woohoo.
You call him Austin, which I think is so cute.
So when he texted me, he goes, hey, Kimmy, it's Austin. In parentheses, Adam.
Oh my god.
I'm so
Adam.
excited to be working with you tomorrow. I was like, I'm excited too.
Mm-hmm.
I laid out the whole plan for him. He said it was the smoothest signing he's ever worked.
Well, that's a good sign. It shows
Oh.
that you're good at what you do.
I was like, really? I'm like, thank you. It was
You're
because
shocked?
I fought travel because he had a 6 o'clock flight and he wanted to leave at 3:45 to make sure he got there on time. The airport to the con center was like 45 minutes with Pittsburgh traffic, so he was very much.
Oh, fuck Pittsburgh.
Yeah, so he wanted to leave early, and I was able to like very smoothly get him to leave exactly at 3:45. And he's like, "How'd you do that?" And I go, "Hi, travel person. My dude wants to leave at 3:45. In the car, driving to the airport at 3:45." And guess what? He was in the car driving to the airport at 3:45.
Iconic, truly.
We tried.
What things do you have to say about the show? Are you excited to? You only have what?
2,
2
3,
more episodes.
2. I don't gotta do a speech yet. We got time. We got so much time. What do I think of this episode? It happened. Again, did not need to be 2 hours. Why? We got 5 matches announced a week before the pay-per-view. I think that's a miracle all in itself. I think we need a round of applause for Tony Khan.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
What'd you think?
This was a better show than weeks before, and the fact that there was only one squash match, there were only a few people that we had never seen before. I'd say all in all, we are shaping up into exactly where we want to be to fill up Hammerstein Ballroom next week. Next week.
I'm not ready.
All right. Well, Kimmy Sokol, where can we find you on social medias?
I would usually plug a con, but my booking got canceled this week and I'm all depressed about it. So I have a weekend off. What a miracle. You can find me on Twitter at Kimmy_Sokol. You can find me on Instagram at Kimmy.Sokol. You can follow me on Blue Sky at KimmySokol.BlueSky. If you want to see my written review from this past week's Ring of Honor episode, you could go to PW Insider. I do that. You can see me here every Thursday for the next 2 weeks for Honor Ramble. Trying to think. My Ring of Honor coverage, my Collision coverage, and my Dynamite coverage from next week, because I just got my media emails last night, will be on the Pop Break. I actually just wrote today what will be my final article I will write. It is my love letter to wrestling media. I literally put my heart and soul into it. I thanked a lot of people. I even put Sean Ross Sapp over. He has a whole little section that says SRS. And my editor had actually texted me. After I wrote the note, right, my note says, do not read or publish this till after World's End. He read it. I was like, damn, bro. And he was like, this is really good. And I'm like, yeah, I'm supposed to wait a couple weeks, but whatever. I may or may not be crashing in the weeds tomorrow morning. I have an invite. I have to make a decision when I wake up, and I may or may not be crashing that Fightful Christmas stream. I have an invite to that too.
Of course you have an invite. You have an invite anywhere you go.
You know, that's what they told me when I took my SpongeBob picture. Because okay, so at Comic Con it's very different because I don't know a lot of the people. I don't know a lot of the agents. I don't know like. So I went up to the person who runs the con. I go, and by the way, Tom Kenny was set up right next to us, right? So it's not like I was a random person. So I go up to the girl who runs the con. I go, listen, like I will pay for this picture. Like I do not care. I want a picture with SpongeBob. Can we make this happen? And she goes, you're an agent. Walk up there, pretend you own the place, and ask for one. And I was like, say less, bro. Say freaking less. And I went up there. And I was like, hi, I'm Adam Cole's agent. Can I just get a picture? And they're like, yeah, go ahead. And I was like, bro, it's that easy? I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
And I got my picture with SpongeBob. It was the best day ever.
I loved it. I loved it. You look very, very cute, and I hope that you
Imagine. I have to no rip jeans. We're celebrating a professional dressing nice, Kimmy. No rip jeans.
Well, speaking of not professional, hi, I'm your Auntie Collins.
Hi.
I'm on all social media at _queer auntie. I'm not always professional. Over on Blue Sky, I'm just queer auntie. Find me crying about wrestling and having emotion and I don't know, having a soul.
I have one.
You can see me here every Thursday talking about Honor Ramble. I mean, Ring of Honor. I'm also on this channel on Mondays. We're talking about women's classic wrestling as we are going through the Mae Young Classic right now, which is we have gone through the first rounds, which is so cool to see. Baby Shayna, baby Rhea, baby.
Isn't Tony Storm in that?
Yeah, baby Tony is on it. Baby Piper. All baby Mia Yim. I was like, Mia Yim looks literally the same. I just love everyone. Everyone looks so great, and it's so fun to see them before their characters really were fully developed. So be sure you are here tomorrow for the post show for Deadline. I'm going to be on it. I'm watching a WWE thing, and I'm going to be so critical of it. I love
Deadline is Saturday. Tomorrow is Friday.
Oh, tomorrow's Friday.
And also, Deadline happened already. Are you talking about Saturday's night main event? Deadline was last week.
Saturday night main event. Sorry, Deadline already happened. Sorry, my brain is not.
Collins will be here for the Saturday night main event post show, which is happening Saturday at around 10:15 Eastern. Which is like
the wrong calendar. Okay,
I helped you. I got you through it.
Thank you. And then Sunday morning, we're supposed to be talking about how wrestling made me cry, but this last week Kylie wasn't feeling well, so we'll see if it happens.
You should have me on instead, so we could talk about how wrestling doesn't make me cry. I think it'd be funny.
You're a fraud. You're a fraud.
I mean, technically, Chris Jericho is it, according to Matt Cardona, and he's still allowed to go on Honor Club every week.
You're going to make me scream. Speaking of screaming, we are on our local establishment. Hi, hello. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. You know you want to because we have things going on every single day of the week. You saw that opening segment. There's a Japanese wrestling show tomorrow. Tomorrow's Friday. I keep thinking today's Friday. It's not. Tomorrow's Friday. We have a post show on Saturday for Saturday night's main event. There are things going on with non-wrestling related things on Sunday. They talk about, I think they talk about soccer. I don't know. Mark's on that show. Sometimes
they
pop
do
in
some
the
stuff with football. They do they keep points. I get the Discord notifications over their picks. They do their football picks.
They're crazy. I love it. They keep me young, even though they're older than us. Which I absolutely love and treasure. So be sure to put that notification bell on it.
They talk sports on Sunday. Shows. See what Andre said in chat? They talk sports on Sundays. I love sports. I'm a sports major. Go sports. I am. I majored in sports media. I was the only female to graduate with that degree in my college.
Listen, iconic. Truly. But this has been another episode of Honor Ramble. We're here next week, and then
we're here for another week. Relax.
We get to go to the go home show for Final Battle.
And I'll be there. And I'll also be on Fightful before that, by the way.
Insane. You're booked and
Fightful
busy.
only.
We get it.
Booked and busy.
We get it. You're booked and busy. All right. Well, another week. Another happy wrestling. Have a good week. Bye.